participants connecting from every part of Nigeria.
Okay.
So glad to have you in today's session.
Okay, let me give you some time to fix the echoing and feedback. And once you are set, let me know. I will be on standby. Okay.
Good morning, dear participants joining us from every part of the country. I believe it's a wonderful time with you this morning. And on behalf of SDS in Nigeria, we are glad to have you on the second masterclass session for the SDG Advocate Programme. And with us this morning is Dr. Ebenezer Ajayi. And Dr. Ebenezer Ajayi will be handling the innovation and technology for sustainable development. And briefly, I'm going to say one or two things about Dr. Ebenezer Ajayi. Dr. Ebenezer Ajayi is the current HOD of Biochemistry Department at University of Osun State University to be precise. And we are so glad to have you on the call, Doctor. Thank you for honoring our invitation each and every time we call on you. We really appreciate it. And Dr. Ebenezer Ajayi, just like I mentioned, will be handling the innovation and technology for sustainable development session for the next 1 hour, while we also prepare our questions and answer. Please, we've already said it that this class will be streamed only on YouTube. All participants are meant to join today's session on YouTube, while in the next subsequent section, we hope to create more avenues for us to join on Zoom. But for today, all participants will be joining on YouTube. And also, please, it's very important you endeavor to check your messages across your email and on Telegram. Most importantly, you see the messages which the administrator have pinned on the Telegram platform. Please endeavor to check it often and often. And at the end of today's class, we'll be having the evaluation and attendance form, which is going to be shared with us at the end of the questions and answer. Please endeavor you fill the evaluation and attendance form before you log out of the session. And I believe today's class is going to be an impactful and life-transforming one indeed. And please endeavor to note down those points and let's see how we can build more actions towards achieving the sustainable development goals. Thank you, Dr. Ebenezer. We are so glad. It's our pleasure to have you on this call this morning. Over to you, sir. Hello, doctor. Good morning, sir.
All right. Yes. Good morning, Mr. Oluwayo. Thank you to SDSN Nigeria for arranging this master's class. I'm happy that you found it worthy to have me back on your master's class program. It's a pleasure to be here again. So good morning to all our listeners. Thank you for participating in this master's class. And I hope that you will have a far impacting and enriching session again today. So this morning, I want to present to you as a storyteller, what I call evidence-based storytelling. That's what I want, the approach I want to use to deliver this class. And please feel free to send in your questions to be collated and then attended to towards the tail end of the talk. So I'll be speaking on application of technology and innovation to sustainable development. I will share my screen now, and just give me a feedback if you can see the screen.
Yes, perfect, sir. And
okay.
we appreciate, okay, enable
okay, good.
Screen, sir.
All right, so it's on full screen right now, right?
Not yet.
I usually have that problem. I think this is
Maybe
happening for the second time.
You have to stop resharing, and you have to stop the sharing and restart it again for us to see the
all right
screen.
All right, so I will do that right away. So let's do it now. Okay, so like I said, today I want to talk to us about innovation and technology for sustainable development. As been introduced, my name is Ebenezer Idowu Olatubosan Ajayi, a senior lecturer at the Department of Biochemistry, Osun State University. I have the privilege to be serving right now as the acting head of department. And we are getting ready to start our SLT program. And we know that innovation and technology will be very, very essential while we teach those students so that they can become problem solvers and skill providers towards sustainable development. I also direct at the Ebilola Bioenergy Solution, where we have school outreach program, science education program, which we call the Streaming Beyond STEM, covering areas of science, technology, robotics, education, engineering, arts and agriculture, mathematics and medicine, then ending with innovation and entrepreneurship, which goes beyond STEM, as we know what STEM stands for. And we run things like photoscopy, robotics, and 3D printing, either for physical or for biomedical applications. All right, having said that, my background today is to say that it's a very, very important thing that we step up our game in how we deliver services. We can't continue to repeat the same method and expect a different outcome. So we have to change the approach to enhance productivity and then also to make sure we maximize profit and gains, while not forgetting the end users. Whatever we make life better for people that will be using whatever product we develop or innovation we bring on the floor, it has to be kept paramount in mind. So we know that sustainable technology is a big umbrella. We know everybody is keen into that. It doesn't really matter if you are from physics background or you are from microbiology background or you are totally an engineering person or you are someone from the management sciences, whichever area. We need something that can be sustained, not something that happens for a few months and then it is gone, not paying lip services. All right, so I will at a time bring in the aspect of catching them young, introducing young children to sustainability to make them become thinkers and makers. So being a big umbrella term, sustainable technology describes innovation that considers natural resources and foster economic and social development. So it involves that there is a certain target, humans, making life easier, social development. We are social animals. Whatever we make life more difficult for us, we tend to gravitate away from such things. But whatever we make life easier for us, that will make a task easier to achieve, a task easier to complete. That is what we embrace. So about embracing such innovations or such machines or such technologies, I also will be speaking relative to stem cell and rolling technology, which these people are one of my collaborators. They are in Australia, and then they have developed a technology that can really help us to improve our life for innovation and for social good. So the goal of whatever technologies that you already know, and whichever I'm going to mention today, is to drastically reduce environmental and ecological risks and to create a sustainable product. Okay, so whatever risk we face, maybe it is environmental management concerns, or it is about tornadoes, which is still on the environment, or hazard, or any other thing, we want to minimize it. There is no way we can erase all of these things. Natural disasters will happen. Okay, the act, we call it an act of God when COVID also happened. Okay, we may not be able to forestall it totally, but what it will be our response? Definitely we need technology, and then we need innovation. So sustainable innovation now involves making intentional changes. It has to be intentional. You cannot be watching your garden get overgrown by weed. You have to intentionally control it, either by waking up every morning to cut the grass, or to take care of it, or to use a spray buckets to kill it with pesticide. If you keep watching it, definitely it will certain things, because life happens on the field also. Plants will grow. So we have to be intentional. How clean do I want this garden? What do I really want to plant in this garden? What are the seasons? How can I take advantage of the season and changes in time so that I can make and harvest at so time? Okay, for example, what are the challenges? Do I have pests destroying my plant crops? Okay, how do I stop this pest with a minimal leader force in such a way that whatever produce I get from the land is still healthy? Let's say you are producing organic fruits or organic food materials, and you are going to use poisons to kill the animals or the pests that are attacking your farm. What will be the impact on the final product that you have taken away from the farm as vegetables and fruits? What will happen when they get to the food chain? Will it cause medical concerns in the people that eat them? So it has to be intentional. And these changes that you make to your product, let's say you are a company, or you are someone that you use your own product by yourself, or maybe you distribute them because you are not after making gains as a social enterprise, or whatever service that you render or processes that you embark on, either in short term or medium term or long term, what will be the benefit, overall benefit? And will it create economic product for your company? Will it create any added advantage to the end user? So all of this come under sustainable innovation. The impact of technologies and innovation on SDGs. We know we are tailoring all we are trying to do to the Sustainable Development Goals. I hope you remember all of them. So in case you may not be able to cover all of these goals, fine, we may not be able to do that, but you can focus on a particular one. And I want to emphasize one thing here: leaving no one behind. I want to say that again: leaving no one behind. That is, you are not leaving anyone behind, whatever the age bracket: children, teenagers, youths, elderly. So for every category of these people, or every stage of life that we have mentioned, you can participate. You are not too young to participate in fulfilling or achieving the SDGs. You are not too old to fulfill or participate in the achievement of these SDGs. You are not too old to become a thinker. You're not too old to become a maker. You're not too old to generate ideas. Neither are you too young. So these technologies and innovations are meant to improve the efficiency and effectiveness of new and more sustainable ways of development. Like, we've been doing certain things in a certain way. Let's sit back and see, is there any other way we can improve this process? Now, when you're able to create new technologies, sometimes you're able to get new breakthroughs, entirely new technologies, not as if you are building on an existing one. Sometimes it's something that happens, not so common, that you're able to build entirely new technologies that will foster research and stimulate innovation. But the idea has to drop into your mind at some point, either by listening, for example, to a podcast, or by participating, for example, in this master's class. An idea may come to your mind. That is why it is very good to have a pen and paper beside you. Like we said, a short pen is longer than the longest memory. So an idea comes to mind, you want to jot it down. You are sleeping, something comes to your mind, you quickly want to note it because you have a pad beside you, beside your bed. All right, so you quickly put it down. Or you have your phone, you quickly note it down your notepad so that you don't forget. And as time goes by, you are able to improve on this idea, begin to find common people think commonly with you. So you can create a little hackathon group and begin to deliberate on these things until you grow it, and then you take it up from there. It can become a hub, it can go into incubation, it can go into acceleration, it can become a business. Okay, and when it becomes so big, it may really, really make you go away from whatever you are doing at the moment to make you shift because you have found a bigger calling or a bigger assignment to run with during your lifetime. So examples of this that foster the rapid achievement of the SDGs include carbon capture. We want a clean environment, climate goals, carbon capture, or storage system. So if you have greenhouse gases, I will show you a short video very soon. Greenhouse gases that come maybe from mangrove areas or from dump site or whatever thing, or household waste. So those greenhouse gases that come, you can trap them. And trapping them, you can decide to clean them up. Clean them up, the useful type or useful part of it can be deployed in certain areas. When we talk about gas flaring problem that we have in Nigeria, we can also trap this excess gas instead of flaring them or just burning them off. The excess gas can generate more IGR for the country. Okay, we can begin to make it a project to build smart homes, smart cities, run pipelines that deliver gas to each household, and then people begin to pay to be metered. People pay. This happened in many countries. Many countries generate electricity and gas from the waste, municipal waste. But we find that it's a big problem on our hands here in Nigeria, that we generate a lot of waste. Now we are being told that we are not 200 million anymore. Maybe you begin to see that they record 210 million by projection for us. See how much waste, let's even say food waste, that 210 million people we produce. So how are we harnessing the wealth in this waste? We can begin to think about waste to waste. Waste to wealth. How do we generate wealth from our waste? Instead of just making them become bigger problems for us, dumping them in our waterways, causing havoc to water life, causing havoc to boats, making people go away from their jobs. Oil spillage, people lose income, people lose farmlands. But can we begin to turn around these things, do bioremediation, reclaim our lands, we reclaim our wastelands, build them up, deliver gas to households, make sure water is in every household, make sure every child is educated, make sure there is gender balance, make sure even a girl child has access to education. How do we teach them? How do we deliver education to people in their homes? Now you are following us up on YouTube, on other social media platform. You are not in a four-corner wall classroom, but this entails technology on broadband levels. How can we teach without you having to come to school? There are many universities coming up now that they don't have buildings. Everything is online, and people find the enrollment very easy. They enjoy accessibility. They enjoy quality. They enjoy all the factors that make for very good higher education training. All right, so more efficient irrigation methods is also there. How do we produce food to feed 210 million people, 210 million Nigerians, for example? Do we want to make it the responsibility of one region, one part of the country? Can every household raise a garden? Can their garden be a smart garden? Do they have to always be there to chase away the birds that will attack their rice farm? So the child is not able to go to school because the father would say, that is why I have many children. That is why I have many wives. Don't be surprised that they still practice that in this 21st century. And children cannot go to school because they have to be with their father on the farm. They have to make a rotation. I will show you in that same way an analogy of chasing away pests, chasing away elephants that were destroying farm crops in India, chasing away birds that were not allowing people to have free time on their hands to pursue their goals and their dreams to be whatever they want to be in life. And the good thing here is from age 5 or 6 upwards, people are contributing their quota. Or do we talk about the evil that is also befalling us in Nigeria? about the nomadic system, people ranging their animals into other people's farmland, whereas we can tag each animal, each cow with something less than $1 or $2 tracker to know when they go out of range or when they go away, far away from the person that is rearing them. So we can make life easier. We can develop it for essential medicines, technology, innovation. Maybe you saw the news of a landlord that they discovered after maybe 4 years who was lying, the skeleton was on his bed in Ibadan. If that man, it was alluded that the man had health concerns, they thought he went away to do salah, and his house was fenced, big gate, no hole to peep through. So they did not know his vehicle, Volkswagen or so, was parked there. Now the compound was overgrown and snakes were disturbing the neighbor. That was when they went to take permission for the second time to open the gate, and then they discovered, you know, this rest of the story. But let's think about it this way. This man has blood pressure issues, probably he has diabetes, but I think it was blood pressure they mentioned. What if the general practitioner has this innovative technology to have a tracker to measure his vitals, something he wears on his hand, like a wristwatch? We have smartwatches already, or something he wears on his feet, or something that goes as a pad in his shoes, or something near his bed that he could press. Then the general practitioner can see, measure his vitals real time, from his sweat, from his breathing pattern, from all of these things. And whenever, at that point he was going to that crisis or whatever happened, he could as well press that smartwatch. Then let's see a system that is working, that a rapid response chopper comes down to his house to pick him up. Or a vehicle is being dispatched to go and rescue him, bring him to the hospital. This could have been averted. We are talking about innovation. We are talking about technologies. And remember, I talked about streaming beyond STEM. It's not only for people in engineering. It's not only for people in physics. All these social courses, you can also participate. To contribute to SDG is open to everyone. Project developers, project managers. Okay, let's go on. We talked about household water purification devices. Do you know that some people still drink muddy water? If you have been a copper on the NYC program, maybe you had an experience with that. Or maybe during your time as a student, maybe you had an experience with that. Or you live in the interland rural areas, you may have an experience of that. So how many boreholes have been dug? How many water collector systems do we have during this rainy season? I know I had a story of a man who has a water collection for his house, an underground that he built. And on top of that, the house was raised. For every raindrop, there is a collector on the roof that redirects the water into that tank, and there he treats the water. And during dry season, he uses the water to irrigate his garden on the same compound, in that same premises. He does not lack water. Even if he was not able to treat the water up to the point of making it potable to drink, at least he was able to use it for every external uses, to run a bath, to wash things, to irrigate his farm. And he has a lot of plantation of plantains and bananas. So from time to time, he has supply of bananas that he takes to a nearby market and makes his cool cash, pawpaw, different fruits in his compound. So where do all this rainwater go? Then we start complaining when drought comes, that the season is not favorable. The maize I planted, they are not doing fine. And that's why I don't have food to feed my family. I don't have money to send them to school. What about manufacturing processes that minimize waste and pollution? Let's emphasize that. Manufacturing processes that minimize waste and pollution. We know that when we are doing industrial development, we do the carving system. You have a bulk thing of wood or metal, and you begin to chip it away like a sculptor until you get the design you want. But I hope you have already come across 3D printing. Okay, you print, you design using platforms, okay, using a little bit of coding, and then you print and build it up. So you don't have to chip anything away, or you chip only minimal things away because you are printing to the design that you made. 3D printing, it minimizes waste. Then it minimizes pollution. Nigeria is bidding for having a plant for producing electric cars. And someone is asking, have you seen someone who brought in Tesla to Nigeria and is having challenge to charge the batteries? Because electricity is not stable. We don't even have enough to cater for our population. But can we generate electricity? As your answer is as good as mine. Yes, we can. Can a state generate electricity and sell off the excess to the next state, the neighboring state? I experienced this in India. I experienced this in Argentina. Haryana and Punjab states, they share the same capital even. So Haryana state will produce electricity and sell off the excess to Punjab. Lagos state is doing something similar. But since they have started, have they been able to scale up? I don't know the story, but I hope they have been able to scale up. But can this spread across every other state in the nation? Sure, it can. Sure, it can. So we can minimize waste, we can minimize pollution. If we bring in the electric vehicles, the company comes here in Nigeria, what is a win-win? Will they increase pollution in Nigeria? And then once they increase pollution in Nigeria, will they be asking us for carbon credits or offsetting? What will be the carbon footprint of this mega project? That is if it sees the fruition. Or will some people just capitalize on that to enrich their pockets? These are many concerns. But are we only paying lip service to SDGs? 2030 is almost here. This is 2022 already. How far have we come? You see that one is talking about the Mosava Ramani Center for Business and Government, Harvard Kennedy School, 2011 till present. They are keeping track of their movement, their ability to get closer to the SDGs. How far have they come? Monitoring and evaluation. Now, Internet of Things, which is IoT, artificial intelligence, which is AI, machine learning, deep learning, blockchain technology, 5G, robotics, cloud computing, many, many more. Green economy, circular economy. People are bringing up a lot of things. Leveraging this as solutions to achieve the SDGs. These technologies will connect citizens around the world, monitor and track environmental impact, and optimize industrial inefficiencies. We have inefficiencies in all industrial things that we are running right now, but can we optimize it? Can we reduce it? Can we deploy the 3 R's? Reduce, reuse, recycle, whichever one, 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours. How many hours can you bring up? Does not really matter. But what is the impact? Can we see a SWOT? Can we see measurable goals? People now can begin to work without being present in the office. But how well have we embraced this? We did a little bit of it, crash it on the head during the COVID time, but now many people have abandoned it. Do I have to move to Lagos or any other big city to add to the burden of population there? Can't I work remotely from here in Osogbo, for example? And then it will not be counted against me as though I am away from work on leave of absence, and then I will not be paid. No work, no pay. Lecturers can begin to teach classes continuously. For example, ASU has been on strike for like 7 months and counting. How do we minimize waste? How do we remove all of these inefficiencies for our own good? The world will not wait for us. ASU is on strike, our students are at home. Do you think the world is waiting for us? Do you think someone who is supposed to have defended his PhD and get a job, do you think he will get that job when they are saying the condition is you must have a PhD? If someone meets all of the criteria, but because of ASU strike has not been able to do his defense, he will miss that opportunity as well. Someone wants to go for further studies, he cannot access his transcript. Even when there was no strike, do you think people can access transcript? Because of all the bottlenecks. It's high time we deployed technologies, innovation, for a seamless program that make everybody prosper and move. Some of the approaches I want to list here, for example, the green energy concentrates on sustainable innovation and the factors in short-term, medium-term, long-term environmental effects. Whatever project we do, whatever thing we do, either for social good or to make profit, we have to think about the environment. What is the environmental impact? What is the environmental impact? So we have LED lighting. If I rush out of the home of my house today, for example, and I leave my lights on, Can I control it from my office and switch it off? Or can I switch it on before I even get there? Can I deploy cyber technologies to monitor what is going on in my children's room? We know people are deploying that already, but we also know many loopholes in that people even do phishing and then compromise privacy, reaching out to underage children, introducing them to different things. Yes, many vices will be committed with technology as much as the good that we want to derive from it. But LED lighting will save us energy. The incandescent lamp are a lot better than the sodium lamp or the yellow bulb. We can save energy. The way I mentioned, we can save water. The solar panels. Right now, there are solar panels that do not come in big boxes, or this large and heavy one. Very thin film rolled up, and then it is being spread like a carpet on the roof. That is coming. But where is the place of Nigeria in that? Or are we going to also say, yes, it's here, let's begin to import them? Are we makers? Are we innovators? Or we are just consumers? I think we should change our mindset to leave being a consumer nation to a producing nation. Where is our place? We have SLT graduates every year. We have engineering graduates every year. Where is their contribution? They are coming up. We celebrate the breakthrough. Someone built this, someone built that, someone did a drone, someone did an aircraft, someone controlled it, someone did an armor tank and presented it, donated it to the army. Ask for them again after a few years. We don't hear anything anymore. So we have wind energy. Our landscape in Nigeria is very okay. In Africa, across Africa, wind energy, how much of electricity do we get from there? How much of that are we tapping into? We have sunlight. We are well positioned. So let's begin to think. My desire is to charge you up in this masterclass to begin to think of solutions. Don't say that the idea is too small or it looks so ridiculous or it sounds so silly. Pen it down. We already have people building ideas and making 3D designs to go to market with different products that will take care of waste management. Your city maybe is littered with lots of waste. What do you do to that waste to convert it? If you convert waste, for example, you can become compost tea that will enhance the garden. Convert it, for example, you can lighten your street light. Convert it, for example, you can give you gas and distribute to rural areas. And then you have the gold dust. You have the black soldier flies that people deploy to disintegrate or decompose organic waste. And then it becomes like a replacement for soil in gardens. We have vertical farming, using minimal space, producing food, producing tomatoes, making money, feeding your family with ease. So composting, electric vehicles, programmable thermostat, vertical farming. I will go on now to show a few videos that we summarize whatever I have said to see real practical ways young people, old people are deploying technology and innovation. You too can join the ride and bring your ideas to fruition, from research to business, from lab to market, from waste to waste, from waste to wealth. Whatever comes as your idea can be incubated, it can be accelerated, it can be taken to the market. So please allow me to go ahead and show a few videos here. Please let your questions keep coming. If you have them, send them in.
All right, dear participants, can you use the comment section on the YouTube platform to drop your questions while we wait for Doctor to display the video for us to watch? Please, we appreciate you add your name, your location, and your question in a very precise and concise manner. Thank you very much.
One minute, please.
All right, it's fine, sir. It's fine, sir.
Okay, a new share. There we go. Okay, so can you see it, please? Is the video playing there?
Video is not up yet. I think we have to stop this one first before you share the video again.
Okay, let me reshare. New share. Okay, stop share. And okay, so how about now?
Okay, the video is up now, but we appreciate you have the volume to it.
But what?
Volume. We can't hear the volume, sir.
Oh, that may be a challenge. I'm on my highest volume.
For your laptop device or for the YouTube platform?
From both.
From both.
Yes.
We don't have any audio feedback from here on that video, sir.
I don't have any in-to-in code here to enhance it.
Okay.
Okay, this is just talking about composting, but I think I would rather switch to the vertical farming as an innovative way of building a smart farm, deploying technology. So this plastic can be 3D printed to house organic waste. And if it's going to be printed, that means that will be 3D printing machine. You can build the parts, and being plastic, it doesn't get to rust, and it's cheaper than having a steel rig to do that. So this becomes useful to generate gold dust, as it is so called, to enrich your garden. Then when you have such a garden, for example, you can use sensors to measure the pH of the soil, to measure the water level, and several other things. So now your garden is doing, and you don't have to be there. This run link technology, for example, allows you to generate graph of the activities going on in the soil or in your garden. You can see your garden from anywhere on your phone or your laptop. You can work in such a way that it becomes so smart that when the water level goes low, the irrigation system is switched on and sprinklers gets to work. And once it is up to level in the soil, they go off again. Okay. Then if there is pests, by AI recognition, anything eating on the leaf of your potatoes or whatever plant can easily be studied. And then you can walk around deploying the best way to control that. Then intruder can be seen and chased away because everything is being connected smart. So for example, this is a gold dust that can remediate your soil.
Doctor, I would appreciate if you can drop the link to those videos, most especially this
What?
one that I said I would appreciate if you can drop the link to those videos on the comment section of this using, and let's see
Okay,
if we
sure. I will do that right there.
And share for
all right.
Why you also explain.
Okay, I will do that right away.
Thank you, sir.
And this is louder than the former one.
Yes, just that the video is not coming out from here. Okay, we have some questions. You can drop the link. We have some questions.
There are questions?
Yes, I will appreciate maybe you attend to these questions while we get videos up on the screen.
Okay.
So
from your hand. All right. Let me stop sharing then.
All right, sir. I'm going to be asking the question now that someone has a question that how can waste be converted to wealth? Remember you mentioned something about waste to wealth, and though we also appreciate you emphasize and explain more on this. Another question is, can waste be managed through the use of microorganisms? And let me see. Okay, please kindly attend to these first two questions while we get the other questions ahead of time, sir.
All right. So I think maybe if you want to play the video, start with the last link I shared.
All right. That's
all right. Please, when you are ready, just begin with the last link I shared. All right, going to the question, waste to wealth. It is possible. I will answer in such a way that the two questions will be attended. We generate waste. We sort out waste. In the sorting itself, technology and innovation can come there, depending on how it is planned by the project manager. Okay, so we know that organic waste can be turned to wealth. And that's why I wanted to say something that if you're looking at the farming thing, the compost, maybe someone is saying, what is the technology here? And how does this affect the populace? You generate your waste. You may want to convert it to biogas, for example. You may want to convert it to bioelectricity, for example. You may want to convert it to biofertilizer, for example. You may want to generate compost tea from it, which is more or less like fertilizer. You may want to turn it to gold dust, which is rich soil. But how do you do all of these things? I have an experience in India at one institute near CCMB. I think it is called CTFR or CTFI. Their canteen is run entirely on biogas. And the waste people generate there is fed into a compact system that generates that gas. So I go to a canteen and I do not finish my food, or when they peel, let's bring it down to Nigeria, for example, we peel the yam, the bark and everything, it goes into that compact system. We take care of firewood, for example, all these splinters of wood packed together. That system can digest almost anything except metal and glass. The way the pressure in it is as high as it is, very airtight. If you see it, you think it's like a mechanical generator. And it was fabricated by that same institute, by their engineers, with many rivets around it, painted and galvanized, very beautiful, no smell. All right, so every waste that comes from that restaurant that take care of their staff and students goes into that. When they clear the environment, the grass, they sort it, they pour it into that. The only things they remove will be glass and metal, maybe nails and stuff. Once it is there, it takes time and then it goes to decompose. The gas that comes from there runs back into the restaurant and they use that to cook, cooking gas. So you keep coming, you keep eating, whatever leftover food while they are preparing the food or after someone has eaten, goes back into that system. That's one. Here, they are not introducing any special microorganism because all of these things from the environment have their own microorganisms that will land on them to make it decay. Either dry or wet, they pour it in there. Let me quickly add one thing. For stem cell, what we do is this. We encourage people to generate QR code that they can distribute to all their clients, people that come there to eat. You can see it on the door. You go there, you scan it, you can watch the technology that is producing the gas that is making the food that you are coming to eat. It becomes interesting. Even if you're having a very bad day and you watch something like that, you are happy. What if you had virtual reality to it? You put it on your head and you see all the process, what they are doing, how they are running that restaurant. Okay, that is one. Two, I mentioned briefly black soldier flies. The larvae of black soldier flies can also be introduced into organic waste. And as they feed, the larva feeds, it becomes almost 60 times or so bigger than its initial size. The larva becomes very big and they eat a lot. Before they turn to become the fly, they are not pests, okay? But then we don't allow them to become flies. So the larva becomes so big, and then we fry them the way we fry, what's it called? All these worms from palm tree, okay? And then they become, even either you fry them or you don't fry them, you can carry them as larva to feed your chicken, to feed your pig, to feed your cattle, and that is another source of protein for those things. So you don't need to give your animals special injections that will affect the end user that is going to eat it. That's where you have feed for your poultry, and then it gives you money. Are we not turning waste to wealth? When your poultry is producing very healthy eggs, big eggs, when your animals are doing fine, just because you are changing organic waste, allowing the black fly larva to feed on that, and the larva is now a feedstock for your animals. Everybody is saying, I'm no more rearing chickens because their feed is expensive, but you are generating waste every day. Just ask. Go to IITA, for example, they give you the black fly, the black soldier fly. They give you the larva, begin to introduce it. They have developed a technology that allows you to have netting system to pour in your waste. As the larva feeds on the organic waste, the exudate, like water, that one that smells, drops in a container. That container, you turn it into compost tea. You can bottle that, label it, and sell to farmers. So if I carry that tea, because it's liquid, and all I have to do is to spray a little bit around my tomato, growing on my kitchen table, then the tomato grows. I can introduce vertical farming from the second video I was showing. I don't have space, but I raise it like a flower, or I replace all my flower with tomatoes. When it is green, it is beautiful. When it is turning red and is ripened, it's beautiful too. It can be in your sitting room. They plan to even give you oxygen as you're breathing out carbon dioxide. You're having a very nice relationship with your plant. And then you grow tomatoes, you grow pepper in your own house, and you eat. You grow okra. So the waste is turning to something useful that you can take to market to sell, or that can make you save money that you would have ordinarily spent to purchase some of these things. That is one. The soil aspect, the final reduction, apart from the exudate, which is water, can now be dried. It looks like soil. I think we saw it from that compost video. You can see you can put that in flower pots to grow many more things. Now you can grow mushroom in your house, on your kitchen table, or on your fridge. It saves you money, then you can as well sell it. That's true. Biogas. If you get this system, okay, I've talked about it, the biogas can be bottled. You can bottle it, you can save it up and distribute. One thing they do in India right now is this. They locate a community. In that community, they choose someone where they will initiate this project. Every other person bring their waste to that person. They dump it. And in exchange, they bring their cylinder and take gas home. I hope you remember how much they sell gas per kg now. So what can't you cooperate in your community? You are the one dumping your organic waste. That means you have a bucket for us to receive organic waste in your home. Because you know once it is full, you weigh it, they record it against your name. It's a credit for you. Then you bring your 5 kg cylinder, 10 kg cylinder, 15 kg cylinder, 2 kg cylinder, according to how much kg waste you delivered. they fill your gas for you and you go home. And in that same community, they light street lamps because of bioelectricity. We have what we call microbial fuel cell. So you can introduce microbe, that's the second question, can introduce microorganism into a waste system and you generate electrodes. It will give electricity and that too can use, charge it in your power bank. You are storing it here, for example. Or use it to charge batteries and the battery give you light. So if NEPA takes light or PHCN takes light, you are not bothered. Same way solar can give you electricity, waste can also give you electricity. But the technology underlying it is what you have to study if you want to deploy it by yourself, or call the experts who have dedicated time to be doing it. They will fix it for you. They will have an agreement of what's it called, warranty, and then to service it for you maybe every 6 months. It's an agreement. It's an ecosystem. Win-win. You win, I win. I give you the service, you pay me. It is renewable energy. It is technology. It is innovation. But don't forget, most of these things are with us. If you see the way I began on the first slide, we are talking about depending on the ecology that is already there and building on that to get what we want that can be sustainable. In this case, you cannot run out of raw material. Will you run out of waste? It's not possible. Another thing I found in CCMB Institute in India that I went is they grow their grasses from all the water. The same thing is in IITA Ibadan. All the wastewater goes somewhere. You just see the sprinklers going up and making the grass green. You can perceive a faint smell and you may not, just very, very faint. So all the water is being recycled that way to wet the grass to keep the environment green. It's ecosystem, aesthetics. Then you see roaming animals, ducks, they have their water bath. They go there, you feel happy to go to that work environment, won't you? You're entering your office these days, what you find there is big gate, security here and there, everywhere with stone or cemented, no plants, no interaction. Your AC is in the office, in your car, maybe there's AC. Where is the green plant that is replenishing the oxygen? Then you say you have fatigue, you have brain block, blah, 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 this and that. Surround yourself with greenness. It's about the environment. It's about the environment. Whatever you do that depletes the environment, we will suffer for it. We talk about ozone depletion. But why do we talk about climate change, advocacy? We have to keep talking about these things. We know a lot already. You've been going to school since age 2, let me say. But what have we done with all this learning? We keep learning. And we keep learning, it's good. Learn, relearn, unlearn, but make sure we do something about it. Innovate, become makers, become heroes. Thank you very much. I will wish to play 1 or 2 videos to talk more about technology and innovation from that third link.
And I love the ending part, which is the challenging part for each and every Nigerian. Whereby we need to innovate, we need to pioneer those solutions that contribute to social good and sustainable lifestyle for all. And there's a question from, there is a question in which someone asks that how can government help achieve the SDGs practically? I'm not going to phrase that question because achieving the SDGs starts from each and every individual. But the government,
it begins with me. It begins with you.
The government to have their own role to play. And I could recall last week that I mentioned that one of the government officials in Office of the Senior Special Assistant to the Presidency, and they will be handling a session on SDGs and governance. So I know that definitely we are still going to direct more of those questions to them. And we also have a question from someone in which he or she asks that if we have the ideas, how do we get stakeholders to accept them? And that has to be in terms of stakeholder engagement. And there's a question from Barack, which is, what is vertical farming and what are the practical ways to carry them out? Please, we appreciate you briefly attend to those 2 questions.
All right. The vertical farming, I think, is the second link that I shared. Please pick the link from the chat box. sit down on your own and watch. The first one is vertical farming. The second one is composting. And the third one, you will see many other videos there talking about the running stem cell technology. All right, let me go back to what will the government do to achieve SDGs. They are doing few things already. They can do more. I will refer you to a link that I'll post now talking about the Fab Lab for startups and innovation hubs. Nigerian government is doing that already. People are winning a lot. We have the raw material research something agency in Abuja, I think. The country is doing a lot of things to encourage startups, to encourage innovators, okay? But how many people are taking advantage of such opportunities? We have the Bank of Agriculture, or AFDB, Africa Development Bank, that raised hackathon maybe 2 months or a month ago. There are several ones that are still going on. The Fab Lab is Fabrication Laboratory. It's under the NCAIR. So with NITDA, cooperation with NITDA. All right, so if you have the ideas, like I said, pen it down, develop something, learn, then you can participate in such competitions, hackathon. So you may choose your own heading to reduce carbon emission, to do one thing or the other, to do smart medical laboratory, medical monitoring system for healthcare, to measure certain issues, depending on your interest and your expertise, okay? So the government is trying, but how many people are stepping forward to say, this is my idea, this is what I can do, I can also participate in this competition. And when they win, they give them lots of money, really. I have a colleague here who is now working with Opolo Hub. Opolo is also encouraging people. They are setting up hubs across campuses. We have one here in UniOsun, one in OAU, and in some communities. Now, this is our convocation week in UniOsun. The man behind Opolo Hub is going to be given another additional honorary degree. Okay, fine. So there are many opportunities, many avenues. When you have your idea, your innovation, your maker's innovation idea, you take it to them. You can share with me. Our collaborator in Australia is helping some. I don't want to talk too much about that guy's project. Like I said briefly about waste management. He has 2 projects right now that is in incubation. And we have time from time to time to talk with him and to help him scale it up. Develop something up to the point of going to the market. There's another one who is talking about water dispensing, and yet another one. So if you watch that 3rd video, it will make more answers. So the government is trying, but they will not come to knock on your door to say, here is the money, take it. You have to push yourself out there. There is a call of 1 million naira grant that will be ending at the end of October. And they have different aspects of social impact, gender inequality, eradicating poverty. So if you have a project, you have an idea, you package it, you apply, you submit, you may get that grant. And you use that money to fulfill that goal, which is tailored to SDG. We talk about SDG relevant goals. So please, I will ask to make more meaning to that question, to play that last link, the one runlink.com. I'll just show 1 or 2 or 3, and you can go watch the rest on your own. This is a master's class to charge you, and then you carry on with it. What?
Okay, Doctor. On the Runlink platform, we have series of video on that link, and
play the 3rd one.
The 3rd one.
A young boy. Yes, okay. The 3rd video, please.
To grab that video.
Yes, thank you.
And play it. Then I'm also going to ask these questions because we know that our youths are not lazy. Yeah, Nigerian youths are not lazy.
They are not lazy. Yeah, they are not.
Awesome.
We are not.
We are not lazy. So when it comes to aspects of innovation, there are some of these advanced innovations that are quite expensive. When take, for example, this vertical farming you talked about, hydroponics, and also some digital innovations which are quite expensive, very expensive. What is your advice to Nigerian youths who is just coming up, starting up, and trying to ideate towards achieving this solution? How do you think the person can start from scratch, even when you are not starting from a $1 billion grant or I also want you to share my experience and light on this.
Yeah, beautiful. I have been in that situation and I see myself coming out of it right now. Why? Because when I met Stem Cell, the run link, which I keep saying, I want us to see that video, I want us to see that video. It makes it easy. I find it as a pathway that can make any one of us get to where we desire to get to. As youths in Nigeria, we are not lazy. We are always thinking, we're always trying to see how to get better. So all those ideas, we have to distill the ideas and make it something compact and sellable. So RunLink technology is an Aka technology. Aka is a tribe, okay? And there are so many in Malaysia and in Australia, okay? So it's one of the Aka people that developed this technology. Now this technology is making waves. All we do is go online. It is a Wi-Fi based system that can be applied to several things depending on your idea. And that's why we guide when we make our meetings. If you reach out to us, we make meetings with you and then we guide you. The technical person is there, the lead is there, I will be there. So we have mentors across many countries, in Cameroon, in the US and all. So before you get to the area of saying you are spending money, we guide you on how to make a prototype. Even before the prototype, guide you how to make a demo to present to us what your idea is. Then we guide you to take such to a platform where people can see what you are doing. People can listen to you. And once they listen to you, it opens the vista of opportunities. For example, few children in secondary school, early secondary school, I think between 13 and 17 in Nepal, they left their rural area very far from the capital, but close to Mount Everest. They had to travel 12 hours to Kathmandu, the capital of Nepal, to participate in a competition. What was their project? They went on an excursion some time ago to a fish farm, a large farm, and in the fishing area, they realized that the owner lost 5,000 fishes overnight. Why? The pump that they used for aeration in the pond went off. And before morning, 5,000 fishes had already died. This is a farm that would give free fish to rural dwellers once in a week. Losing 5,000 fish was a big loss. So what did the children propose from their excursion? They proposed to deploy a RunLink system, add a sensor to the pump that will alert the farm manager if something goes wrong with the pump. So we have text to voice, we have voice to text, we have alert system, a buzzer alarm that will say pump is off. Go and check. So the person goes there and they fix it. In that middle of the night, that could have averted that disaster and the loss. They presented in that competition. The first day they canceled it and they rescheduled for a second Saturday. They traveled again, not minding, because they know the social good their project will deliver. They did not come as top winner. I think they came third or second, but they got something to continue doing their project. Another guy was able to meet one of their ministers, apart from the Minister for Education. He met the Minister for Employment, a young boy of 13. There is one boy in Sudan, Omar by name, and there's another boy in Cameroon, I think it's Jackson. So what are they doing? They are young boys showing projects that they are deploying. RunLink is not going to ask you for money ab initio, because you can use their platform for almost 1 to 3 months. If you know what you are doing, within 1 to 3 months, you could have developed a website showing your project. The website is embedded in that system. Then with that website, you show all the things you think you want to do. And then you develop a QR code for that website, which you begin to share with people and friends. You find a conference, you go there, a conference maybe that costs 2,000 or 3,000, 5,000 to register. Or you find conferences, you go as an exhibitionist. People begin to see you, make yourself visible, post it on your LinkedIn, post it on your Facebook, post it everywhere. That way you begin to throw yourself out there until you have that breakthrough. So I think that's the way for now that I will recommend. See the RunLink platform, see how it can be a nest for your innovation and innovative ideas, and let's talk. Okay.
All right, Doctor, we have one of the videos coming up now. That's this farm of the future.
Vertical farming.
Yes.
I didn't talk about vertical farming. I think this video will take care of that. Vertical farming is, horizontal farming is planting on a level land that we know. Vertical farming is on a race. It grows up like a tree. You arrange your pots and your garden and everything vertically, like double decker, upstairs, high-rise building. So let's see an example from this video. It's hanging.
You can't see it on the outside, but this old industrial neighborhood is an agricultural oasis.
This is an agricultural
Inside this former
neighborhood.
laser tag arena, about 250 kinds of leafy greens are growing in huge quantities to be sold to local supermarkets
for
and
us in Nigeria.
restaurants.
For C, it's a farm for them.
This is Aero Farms, a massive
Aero Farms, see?
indoor vertical
farming
farm in Newark, New Jersey.
Our mission
watermelon,
is to build farms,
technology to measure the water level
all over the world, so people have access to fresh, great tasting, highly
organic,
nutritious
no pesticide, nothing.
Crops are stacked more than 30 feet high inside this 30,000 square foot
See how many
space.
stories? 1, 2, 3, 4.
They're grown using
5, 6. It's very tall.
aeroponic technology.
See aeration. See the fans.
Typically in indoor growing, the roots sit
For sunlight, you have these special UV lamps or special lamps.
water.
The broadband is not strong, very strong. I think everybody has access to the link. You can post it on the live session so that you can watch at their spare time.
Realize that if we
So this is vertical farming. I think that answers. You see all the sensors, you see all the wires, you see all the plugins. That's technology, that's innovation.
Have a better oxygen.
Then sometimes you can do fortification. You want this vegetables to be rich in vitamin A, then this can be done. You want to be rich in certain phytonutrients, you can enhance such things in that.
Use 90%
sprinklers from above, overhead sprinkling.
less water than a regular
Less water,
field
hydroponics.
farm. They also use no pesticides
No
or
pesticides.
herbicides.
You save
Instead of
water here
soil,
because you don't just
plants
pour
are
water
grown
anyhow.
in reusable cloth
And regular
made from
farm.
recycled plastic.
See the
And
seeds.
instead of
How do they do the
sun,
sorting? They grow on this sash.
there are
The sash is wet.
rows and rows of
So once they bud and they
specialized
start growing,
LED
take them to the nursery.
lighting.
A lot
I had an experience
people
during
say,
my NYC
let's
at
wait.
Molecular Biosciences Limited in Calabar. I hope they are still operating. Then I was exposed to plant tissue culture. We are growing pineapples and cassava and bananas and plantains indoor like this. Micropropagation and macropropagation to the field.
Certain types of spectrum.
So maybe
This
you can stop the video
sophisticated
and then
climate
let's see another one. The one of
system
Runlink.
cuts
See the innovation, see the
growing
technology,
cycle in half.
the display of what is going on. So they monitor all the vitals of the plant, the temperature, the humidity, the growth rate. It can plot graphs. All these things are present on the Runlink website too. So you can draw the graph of how much water is used by the plant, can draw the graph of how much of light is exposed in the room where the plant is, can plot a graph of the salinity of the soil, the pH level of the soil, all of these things. So this is about IoT, Internet of Things, artificial intelligence. If there is anything affecting your fruit or the leaf of the plant, by scanning with your phone, we talk about bioimaging. I'm on a project with someone right now talking about 3D image processing, but this one is focused to healthcare. So someone can have an idea to do 3D image processing focused to farm produce. So, you know, you buy some oranges and the seller is telling you, no, this dent on the orange, it did not get inside. It's only on the outside. You tell this orange is bad. It tells you no. And one thing about oranges is this: they go to the farm, they shake the tree, all the oranges drop on the ground, then they gather it. It may take 2-3 days before they find a vehicle to come and load the oranges from beside the road or from the farm itself before they come to the city. By the time you get to the city, the vitamin C is labile. I tell you, most of it is gone. What you are drinking is not full vitamin C. Do you know how long it will even be in the grocery store before the guy finishes selling everything? There's a testimony with Ronlink, a little boy that enhanced the income of his parents, who is a Jewish person, makes juice from fruits. He's a fruit juice seller. He also developed a website in Ronlink for that purpose, just 2-3 pages. And then he talked about the father's business and said, this is my project. I want to draw customers to my father's business. He's a fruit seller. Took a few pictures of the father and how they do the juice. I think I can look for that website and send to you. And then make a QR code. His friends will come around as young boys to check the QR code. Every passerby that buys the juice can scan the QR code. And while they are drinking, standing, they are watching something that is about the business. From there, someone saw many people were coming, increased traffic, yes, more money for the family. And then someone saw a business opportunity by working with that man. And now he's bottling his juice with a name, a label for himself. And now they are distributing his juice in that city. From someone who was in a village, whose child came across Ronlink and stem cell, used the technology, put a website of maybe 2-3 pages, made a QR code. It's free. You can do QR generator online, right? I think you know. These are things, technology. They are simple things, but they can become big. They can be as big as another testimony that JP Morgan adopted one of such projects in Malaysia. And now they are deploying laptops to these young children to learn this Ronlink technology. One big problem we have with all our coding that we know is people are not able to complete projects, or it takes longer to complete projects. Ask any undergraduate student who has learned Java, who has learned C++, who has learned this, blah, blah, to finish one project, they find it difficult. Some of you on this call may have such problem. Maybe you are trying to deploy technology for a project and you're finding it difficult. Join Ronlink and see how easy it can become.
Thank
yes,
you,
Mr.
Dr. And one more last question from the participant. That's from Messi. He asked the question that where or how can we access these bioremediation practicals and not just theory in all the states of Nigeria? Across the states in Nigeria, where can we access the bioremediation?
I may not be able to answer for in all the states of Nigeria.
But for the major,
but I know bioremediation projects are happening. What?
Aside for the major ones, you are quite.
I know that IITA does things like that for bioremediation. I know for us here in Uni Osun, we have a biogas project going on and we have students on it, okay? We have biogas which we produce gases and we monitor the gases, how clean they are and how useful can be to be flammable, to burn as cooking gas. Then the remnant of it, the slurry, we are trying to see if we found biotransformed product there that can be useful for medicine to take care of certain things like diabetes and co. Okay, so bioremediation projects are ongoing, and I have a collaborator in Ikorodu, Lagos. You can contact me. I will give you a contact. He's Prudent Farms Academy. She trains people, give you how to turn sawdust to produce mushroom in your kitchen, on your kitchen table, how to raise vertical farms, how to do hydroponics, how to have your own room to raise mushrooms and sell. She even train you how to package and distribute, even for exporting. Okay, so if you are really, really ready, you can do that. You can check Prudent Farm Academy, Ikorodu, Lagos. Okay, so, or if you don't get that, you can contact me. I will give you the link. So I have a lot of people doing that already, and easily I can connect you with them. So a graduate job interview, hackathon test that will take forever. The guys that were using other technologies failed to complete it, but someone who used Ronlink finishes in 8 hours. Another one, IoT bench test, our candidate finished in 30 minutes, other people complete in 30 hours. It is applied to engineering, to medicine, to finance, anything SDG. You can be limitless. There is control Wi-Fi robots, an inventor for social good, a young boy of like 13, that programmed Run Link using iPad accelerometer to control a Wi-Fi robot. He also tried to use it to control a guy from Kuala Lumpur who became the world's young inventor, winner of the competition, and could measure the light intensity in a room. Okay, he even applied it to Google Room to talk about, draw me a graph of the light intensity here. He was a celebrity on TV for that feat. So if you can go to that link, runlink.com, you see such videos, and you see some projects you can also do. They are animation or simulation projects, 7 of them, free. You can practice how to control traffic, how to measure water level in your tank, which you can deploy to your farm or to your home, so that when you are not at home and there is electricity, it switches on by itself. Make sure the water pump is running, fill your tank, and when the tank is full, neighbors will not be saying who is at home, who is not at home, stop the water. It switches off by itself, and you don't have to be at home. So there are many, many things you can apply. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. And we just have to make use of the right to sometimes, whereby we search online. There are innovators that are already pioneering actions as regards this, which Messi just asked. And Doctor has already provided more answers to that question. And I can see someone asking a question that's Adediro Michael, that I'll be glad if you can connect me to that guy who will teach me on how to grow mushrooms. That's fine. Definitely coming up next, there is a program that will be coming up with, that is the agro upskill program for Nigerian youths. So, and this same person you are talking, Doctor.
If you don't have a speaker yet, I can ask her to take it up, if you don't mind.
All right. That's fine, sir. That's fine, sir.
Okay.
And
I'm trying to go through the website for people to see. I don't know. I'm sharing the screen.
Yeah, definitely. We are also going to share the link with each and every one. Please endeavor to fill the evaluation and attendance form, which was just shared now. Kindly ensure you fill it, and you are not meant to drop that link on the Telegram platform. No, please kindly ensure that as well. The admin has shared the link for attendance and evaluation today with each and every one. Ensure you fill that link right away while Doctor and the class. I've not been able to download this video. We are going to share the link with each and every one for us to watch and rewatch over and again.
Okay.
And these are videos that are going to give us more enlightenment and idea. Because I just
the good thing here is that we have more children who catch fun being innovators and makers. And they are winning lots of grants and recognition across the world, meeting the most important people across the world, winning prizes that help them to continue their education without being a burden to their parents. Is such a big relief. So I say one thing I quickly want to say here. It's better we have 10,000 children catching fun and achieving SDG goals than 1,000 adults who don't have time, who only pay lip service. We get busy running after several other things. Yes, we can have excuses, yes, but children are catching fun and they are developing miniature goals, showing models, showing things that they can achieve. And other big adults and actors are keen into that to accelerate it and to make sure it is scaled up. And now they are going places. So we can do it. This is a 13-year-old boy, 12-year-old boy, deploying all these things, which some university students cannot do because of difficult coding. So try Run Link and see indeed that we call it easy coding. And then you can be proud to say you are innovators. You are innovators for social good. Remember, leaving no one behind. So don't be left behind. It's up to you now.
Absolutely. Don't be left behind. It's not just like they should not leave me behind. It's now your choice not to be left behind. Thank you very much for Ebenezer Ajayi. It's been a wonderful time this morning. Thank you. We, on behalf of the leadership of Sustainable Development Solutions Nigeria, we sincerely appreciate you taking the time to facilitate this masterclass session on innovation and technology for sustainable development. I believe it has been a wonderful time for each and every one of us. And definitely, we also love to connect with you. I want to crave your indulgence, sir. I know that you are very active both on WhatsApp, email, and all other social media platforms. But I also want to confirm which of this platform you like our participants to engage you, maybe your via email, or you prefer a phone number whereby you can give out your phone number to each and every one.
I can give my phone number out because WhatsApp is more like real time. Yeah, you can always catch me on WhatsApp. Yes.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Please, let's see more innovators. Let's see your product out there, and refer to this masterclass by SDSN. When you make your breakthrough, refer to SDSN, okay?
Absolutely. Right. And just like you mentioned, the last statement you said regarding we having 10,000 young children being the innovator, the next changemakers, is the second phase of this project, because we are still going to the secondary school to sensitize them and let them know that by the time they have to start identifying solutions from their tender age, not just until when they 30, 40, 50, whereby they are
no, that's way too late.
Challenges and other areas. So it's a very that's another call to action to us, and I can assure you that with the support of the Leadership Council, and also with active minds that we have on board in this program, we are going to achieve that. So thank you so much.
That reminds me that we are doing something with Images Initiative, and I am the Green Projects for schools. I'm there as a program coordinator with Images. We do water collection. We have different projects. Mr. Emmanuel knows about that too. Across schools for green economy, to encourage children to participate. So I'm glad that you also want to go to schools to encourage young children to participate. They should be there. They should be part of these things happening. So please feel free, and let's do it together. The more, the merrier in this case. And it's win-win for everyone.
Thank you so much, Doctor. Look forward to connect on each and every advocate. I know they are going to enter your DM shortly.
Sure.
And
sure. Let's advocate for more.
Take the leave for today and attend to other duties for the day. Thank you once again, sir. I really appreciate the time you've spent with us.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining this call. See you next time.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir. Dear participants, I believe it's been a wonderful time this morning. And this time, same time next week, 9 a.m., we'll be having the next session, the third masterclass session. And it's going to be an elaborate section explaining more about the 17 SDGs, circular economy, and responsible production and consumptions. We found these areas as key areas in which each and every individual needs to know about. And please, I'm also going to speak more on our reception as regards correspondence that have been sent to us. Let's endeavor to check our emails time to time. Most importantly, there are sometimes that this email is going to go to your promotions, it's going to go to your socials due to the links that have been attached to it. That's how most of us are using Gmail. That's how it's been programmed. So endeavor to check your social, and if you can't see it there, you can as well confirm it from your spam messages. And on the Telegram platform, each and every email that has been sent to you has been pinned. So when you get to the platform, aside you connecting or networking with other colleagues, ensure you check the pinned messages each and every day. And the second thing I also want to talk about is interstate grouping. Later this weekend, we are going to share a document with each and every one where you can see the state which you belong to and access the WhatsApp group for that state. And further, there will be further engagement, though, we are going to explain further, because don't forget that we are going to have, we'll be having the first assessment, that's next weekend, while the second assessment is going to be at the end of this masterclass session. Please, and lastly, I will also talk about the way which we follow up with messages. When we have an inquiry, when we have a complaint, please, it's better you send it directly via email. There is an email shared with us, nigeria@sdsnyouth.org. endeavor to send your email there with the subject title SDGs Advocate Programme. In less than 6 hours, your email is going to be responded to. And try as much, even it might not be up to 1 hour, your email is going to be responded to. Try as much as possible to engage on that. I don't know, we might not really be able to take questions. We've said that today's class is going to end by 10:30 on the dot. But for those of us that have not filled the attendance form, ensure you fill the attendance form, because once it's 30 minutes, the attendance form is going to be locked and we're not going to be receiving any response again. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for attending today's masterclass section. I believe it's been an impactful and life-transforming one indeed. I wish you a wonderful day and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye. I remain Emmanuel Oluwoyo. You can also come in the Development Catalyst. We get to connect online and further engage to see how we can achieve your solutions across board. Have a lovely weekend, each and everyone.
Hi, I'm Stephen, and today we're going to talk about one of the most natural ways you can make your garden grow better. It's composting. Compost is one of those things that people are worried about because it's going to be hard to do. It's complicated. It'll smell funny. And it takes a long time. Now, if that's true, if you do it, the wrong way, the right way is to just take a very simple approach. We're going to do composting for beginners today, which is really trying to use some of the things in your yard that normally would go and these items can take up to a quarter of on a yearly basis. Start with stuff from your kitchen. What I love about composting is a great way to use the things in your refrigerator that you didn't quite get to that start to turn or go bad. You don't have to feel wasteful about that. Also, anytime you're peeling anything, you can use all those peels, all those cucumber peels, any sort of skins off of fruit and vegetables. So all the vegetables that you have in your house, those are great for compost. Those are easy to do. Only one to kind of think about if you're a beginning composter is onions and garlic. Both those things, some people think repel earthworms, which are a vital part of the composting process. So I avoid those if you're just another thing that I try to as the beginning composter, I would avoid is egg shells. You can crush them up, but I find if you're just starting out in your compost, it is new. They don't break down as So you're going to have those little egg shell pieces in your compost when you pull it out. Composting is all about the microbial action of your compost pile. You can either just make a 3 by 3 3-foot by 3-foot compost